All right. Oh, I'm recording. Okay.
Chers collègues, messieurs, dames, citoyens, et chers camarades. On this 9th anniversary of the creation of Sandus as a micronation, one might rightfully look back and reflect upon the history of a small but grand polity such as ours. Our history, our culture, and our politics, as eclectic as they might be, are grounded in a perspective and worldview which looks at reality, the reality around us, in our lives, and in the world as a whole. We are a micronation which has seen its share of typical micronational eccentricity, that is, such as our use and insistence on proper titles, our lofty appellations and decorous garb, and our grand cultural and political aspirations and expressions, such as this dinner. But for us, this eccentricity has been tempered through the years by an insistence on a philosophy, on political theories, and on a politics and culture which is immensely personal both to me and to our fellow citizens. For those who are what could be called career micronationalists, they will at once understand the significance of this anniversary. They could recall the micronations which were flourishing at the time of their birth and foray into the micronational world. I too could recall micronations like Weichsland or St. Charlie, or inter-micronational organizations like the Organization of Active Micronations, ironically named, in which inactive and defunct micronations like A1 or Yabloko once found their mastery. These career micronationalists would know that their micronations, which once promised some fun and enjoyment as an eclectic hobby, eventually became a burdensome project with duties and responsibilities, with work to do, and with actually having to think deeply and extensively about the complexities of legislation and rights, about public policy and social needs, or about international relations and diplomacy. Many slink away from this duty, while others, and here I might immoderately be thinking of us, excel and rise to the challenge, even at a young age. And we have excelled. Our current Constitution is a historical product of 2 years of national soul-searching, even if on a small scale. It is 2 years of pondering about political regimes, culture, and social responsibility. It is 7 years of working under our current Constitution, evolving slowly from a monarchy to our current republic, countless hours of thinking and debating, complete with all the branches of government that Polybius or Walter Bagehot might advise. But on a personal and ideological level, our micronation demonstrates a national philosophy which, I believe, is really everyone's philosophy. We believe that every person in this world, that we suffer in life. That this suffering is the result of desire, anger, ignorance, pride, and envy. But that we can stop this suffering by living a life in accordance with a moral livelihood, such as the one we cultivate here in our tiny country. Though we are few and far apart, we individually strive to live up to the social element in our philosophy, believing that we are our neighbor's keeper, that we can and do have the means of resistance against suffering, and that compassion, above all else, is the key to alleviating suffering for ourselves and for others. These two categories are what we call in Sandus the Sandum ideal, that we should cultivate an upright and moral way of life, that we should educate ourselves with a correct but critical worldview, and that we should foster a right intention for ourselves and for others as we face the world. We try to do this respectfully and without error, though, of course, being human, we do sometimes err. But lastly, we strive and hope for a free and fair society. We believe that the world around us should be open to diversity, that it should be pluralistic and equitable, and that it should be welcoming and free of judgment. We believe in the universal rights of people to dignity, to freedom from violence, and to the right to housing, food, healthcare, education, and a job. We believe in and exercise our political, social, and cultural rights to such things as free expression, privacy, and the inviolability of the home. finally, but by no means the end of the list, for I really could go on, we believe in popular sovereignty, and this will not be surprising to you all. We also believe in self-determination for ourselves and for other nations. In our country, we try to live up to this philosophy through a pragmatic and realistic spirit. We observe ourselves and our surroundings, seeing what basic things we can do to improve our lot in life. But we also seek and staunchly observe our independence and sovereignty, as well as any micronation can. Like any nation, our self-help regime tempers a fiery, laconic spirit, a Spartan ethos that seeks to keep us free of warring sides and ardently independent, and we even replicate this political stance in our private lives. That is the extent to which our micronation is so ingrained in our individual ways and in our own psyches. But at the same time, we are open to commerce with others, and we enterprise to form peaceful bonds with each other and with others across distinctions and differences of every sort. Of course, we are small and do not have a large impact, but this micronation has deeply shaped personal aspects of my life, and I know it has done the same to others and other citizens in their own way. In a pluralistic and even multilingual community like ours, Sandus has changed me to take nothing for granted, to question everything, to permit everything. Et maintenant, en français. Si la raison pour que je me suis devenu francophone et pour que j'étudie l'histoire et la sociologie et la science politique, et pour que je poursuis mon doctorat en histoire ancienne, si elle, la raison, est appropriée pour une micronation, pour la nôtre, il faut continuer. Quand j'irai en France, à Paris, ce juillet, je vais représenter un pays qui n'a été pas né francophone, mais j'en vais représenter un qui est devenu francophone en suivant son accord. Et voilà, enfin, dans le soir d'une journée en mai victorieux, comment on connaît ce mois en Sandus, c'est la force sound, la force d'autodétermination, la force d'un pays où chacun sait ce qu'il veut et ce qu'il fait. La force, elle est proche à celle d'un dieu ou de la mère terre. Nunc in lingua latina. Plaudamus igitur civitatem nostrum qui laboramus. Vexilo patriae nostrae, ubi quisque quid velit atque faciat noscit, credimus passionem nostrum finiendem esse. Potentia civilis, et dignitas nobilis, et fides sande, nos cives amplificant atque civitatem nostrum. In noum anno genii publici, ego, Gaius Publicola, Sôgmô sande haec verba similia, quae Cato in libro de agricultura scripsit, quibus hoc festum suo et Aurelia cognoscimus, dicam. Minerva mater, te precor et quaero, uti sis volens propitius mihi, et familiaribus et comitibus civibus. Quibus re, ergo civitatem nostrum, et funda meam suo et Aurelia circumagi iussi. Uti tu morbos visos in visosque, viduritatem vastudinem,que calamitatis intemperiasque prohibeas defendas averunquesque. Harum que rerum ergo, domo mei atque civitate sande, sicut dixi, o Minerva mater, macte hisce suet Aurelibus immolatis estum. And finally, let us continue eating. Bon appetit.
Woo!